So I just wanted to do a quick recap on a couple of the things I spoke about to do with breathing. And there were two main things really. One was the practice of breathing in a really low and abdominal way, and the other was finding a good rhythm to your breathing when you're running. So deal with the first one first, low abdominal breathing. So what I mean by that is allowing the air to really fill up the full part of your body, and particularly down here low and around the stomach area. Often if you ask someone to take a deep breath, they might do something like this. Pull their stomach in, shoulders high. When I talk about a deep, low abdominal breath, what I'm talking about is this sort of thing. So I hope you could see there that my stomach was pushing out quite far and filling up around there with the air. Sort of rather like having an upside down balloon inside you and that blowing up. Now, what's good about doing this? Well, there are several things really. The first thing is, what it's doing is allowing you to use your full amount of lung capacity, which means you can get the most air in one breath. But the other thing it does is it engages your diaphragm and therefore stabilises your core really, really well, whilst leaving your upper body nice and relaxed and free. And this is really, really good for running posture and that sort of stability and that core stability that we're looking for when we're running. And the third thing actually, by engaging your diaphragm and allowing it to move through its full range of movement down and back up again, it can actually help prevent stitches. Because what happens with a stitch is your diaphragm actually goes into cramp. And one reason this sometimes happens is if people take lots of short, shallow breaths like this, and it doesn't allow the diaphragm to move enough, and it doesn't like that, and it goes into cramp, and that's what can cause a stitch. So there are lots of good reasons for trying to breathe in this way. And so what are the ways we can practice feeling the sensation of getting that low breath? Well, one way is just to lie on the floor and have a little practice doing it like that. So you're just lying nice and comfortably like this and just taking nice deep breaths in. You should be able to feel your stomach expanding and down. Because your shoulders are nicely anchored on the floor. For this reason the air is just wanting to go down there, and you can put your hands in that little, the small of your back, the little gap between there, and as you breathe in, you can feel that push down really nicely down here as well. And feel that expansion all the way around. So that's a really good way of just getting used to that sensation of breathing down below into your stomach. So once you've practiced that a little bit, you can then get that sensation standing up. I often find it useful just to use your hands as a sort of an extra guide to what you're doing. Stand there just like this. And as you breathe in, just sort of draw your stomach out like that with your hands. It just kind of helps trick the body into wanting to do that by having that gesture down there. And another thing that you can do is to take what's known as a reactive breath. And to do this, essentially you just let all the air out. You blow out all the air really hard and then open your mouth and let the air come in without actually actively taking a breath. I'll demonstrate. So you could see there, the air came flooding in and it naturally wanted to go down nice and deep. And what it did is it went straight and engaged my core, it made me nice and upright and gave me that good stable posture. So again, doing those reactive breaths is a really good way of practicing getting that sensation of filling up right the way down low into the stomach. So the other thing was finding your rhythm when you were breathing when you're running. And this again is something that you can experiment with when you're on the run, because some people find it better to have it in time with the steps that they're taking, so maybe breathing in for 3 steps and out for 2 steps, but other people prefer to have it not linked with that, slightly more random. So again, you go out there and you can experiment with this, find that comfortable breathing rhythm when you are doing your runs. And there's really two good reasons for doing this. One is that when you focus on that rhythm, what it tends to do is allow you to breathe and prompts you to breathe in that low abdominal way, but also in a really relaxed way. You'll find you stay nice and relaxed up in your upper body whilst allowing that good low breathing to happen. And the second reason is that your breathing rhythm will naturally increase. The harder you run, the further you go, the more tired you're getting. You'll need to get more oxygen in, and so you'll start breathing faster. So if you can really sort of get in tune with your comfortable breathing rhythm, it will give you a good indicator of how hard you're working and whether you're perhaps going a bit too fast. For example, a few weeks into this course you'll be doing a 30-minute non-stop run, and if after 5 minutes of doing that you find your rhythm has really increased and you're breathing really quickly and hard, that should indicate to you that you've perhaps set off a bit too fast, and you can adjust your pace accordingly, and that should sort out the rest of your run. So I hope that's been helpful, a few little pointers for you, and I'll post another video maybe about something else soon.